Hey, I may be looking or interpreting this next story improperly or different from the way it's supposed to be interpreted, but there's something about the story that just turns my stomach. This is from Detroit. There is something around the country called Sleep-Out Executive Edition. Now, what it is, executives spend a night in a cardboard box in whatever city they live in as part of a part of an experience to find out what it's like to be homeless. According to the DetroitHub.com, this is what it says: a light will shine upon the plight of homeless youth as business leaders from the Motor City, and as well as the rest of the country, sleep outside in cardboard boxes and sleeping bags on November 20th to feel firsthand what it's like to be homeless. Are you kidding me? This can't be real, except I went to the website. Yeah, it's real. The business execs spend a night in a sleeping bag and a cardboard box, and that lets them feel firsthand what it's like to be homeless? No. How about when they wake up in the morning, there's no place for them to go pee? There's no coffee on a coffee machine. They're soaking wet. Rats and roaches have run across their belongings during the night. They can't, if they're men, they can't shave. If they're women, there's no privacy where they might have to change a menstrual pad. They don't know where they're going to get any food. This is a joke. This is a goddamn joke. But it's going to happen in 15 cities from Anchorage, Alaska to New York. And it's going to, get this, raise funds to help combat homelessness. Oh, and by the way, this is the first time executives in Detroit have participated. Now, not only are they supposed to experience homelessness one night in a cardboard box and sleeping bag, the Detroit event, which is the one I have in front of me here, will be hosted by Covenant House, Michigan, which does provide food, shelter, and job development to thousands of homeless and at-risk youth every year. But the executives who are going to participate in this circle jerk will spend their night on the pavement on the Covenant House, Michigan grounds. No. Go out someplace like one of those expressways that crisscross Detroit. Go down around, 8 Mile Road and Gratiot Avenue and get up underneath one of those expressway bridges. What the hell do you mean you're going to sleep on the grounds of Covenant House? Take your executive asses out someplace underneath Interstate 75 overpass. Crawl up under there where the rats are. Crawl up under there where the bats are. Go ahead. Play your little games. This year's Sleep Out coincides with the 17th annual Candlelight Vigil Against Homelessness. Boy, isn't that sweet? A candlelight vigil. Well, I guess that means I can light a candle and go gather wherever these vigils are held and stand there with my candle, and somehow homelessness is going to what? Mitigate? Disappear? Oh, a candlelight vigil. Can you imagine? Listen, I spend time in downtown Atlanta. I see homelessness. You know what would happen if a bunch of do-gooders, blacks and whites, showed up with their goddamn little candles where homeless people are struggling just to find a way to get through another night without being mugged, raped, or beaten, and a bunch of people show up with candles? Hi, we're having a vigil against homelessness. It's called a candlelight. Oh, and did you hear? In 15 cities, executives are going to sleep in boxes tonight. Jesus H. Christ. The vigil, it says here at DetroitHub.com, which draws attention specifically to youth homelessness, also takes place at Covenant House, Michigan. The keynote speaker this year will be Detroit Deputy Mayor Ike McKinnon. The candlelight event begins at 6 p.m. A reception and roundtable discussion will kick off the Sleep-Out Executive Edition directly after the vigil ends. After the more ceremonious parts of the fundraiser, each executive will be given his or her cardboard box, sleeping bag, and a chance to stake a spot of pavement on the Covenant House's pavement. This is, of course, after funds from friends, family, and the respected companies have been raised. Whoever wrote this can't write worth a damn. More than $3 million was collected last year by the more than 450 business leaders across the United States and Canada as part of Covenant House Sleep-Out. $3 million? That's $3 million. That how only in a country that is based on capitalism. U.S., Canada, Australia, Europe, wherever. I know it's not a country. You know what I'm saying? Could some kind of a cheesy-ass event like this take place? Are you serious? When I saw this, I thought, well, now, come on, Malloy. Ease up. These, you know, this is for a good cause. Really. A good cause. You don't combat homelessness by having a candlelight vigil. You don't combat homelessness by having a bunch of biz execs snuggle down in their sleeping bag in their cardboard box on protected grounds and say, oh, well, I'm experiencing homelessness. You know, it is kind of hard laying on this concrete and box and sleeping bag. Marianne, would you bring me a couple pillows? I mean, I don't mind doing this, but Jesus Christ, I mean, this is, you know, I've got a bad back. I can't get my mind around this. To the people at Covenant House who sponsor this, I realize what you're trying to do. I realize the society in which you find yourself. I'm not mocking homelessness. I wish it didn't exist. But my wishing it didn't exist will have the same effect on homelessness as a bunch of overfed, whatever you want to say, executives who decide they're going to, what's the term, experience homelessness one night in a cardboard box? Are you kidding me? What a shame. What an embarrassment. What a critique on what we really think about our fellow human beings. Can you imagine the morning after conversations when these biz execs get together when it's all over and they go home and have a nice hot shower and then toddle down to the nearest Starbucks for a double latte with extra cream and cherries and whipped cream and apples and oranges and tomatoes and bacon and yada, yada, yada. I experienced homelessness. You did? Yes. Oh my God. I was on I had a sleeping bag. Really? Yeah. And a cardboard box. Really? Yeah. Oh, that must have been just terrible. Oh, it was. Thank God it was only for a night. Thank God. I managed to raise, my little group raised $500. I hope that goes to get somebody a house and a job and a car and food and school clothes and notebooks for the kids who are homeless and menstrual pads for the women who are bleeding to death and maybe some a trip to a dentist for the guy whose teeth are falling out because they're all rotted and maybe that $500 will help somebody get into a drug rehab program because homeless people all use crack and they inject it and they all have skin diseases and stuff. But my $500, boy, I hope that helps. Now, get me the hell out of here.